Hey everyone, we are doing a part 2. This is a part 2 of the video that I did, published on February 23rd, about the VA scammers. First and foremost, I got to say this video is going to offend some people, and so I'll just go ahead and do the disclaimer. I'm not affiliated with VA, and this video and every other video I've ever made is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so here we go. I've received so much hate mail and emails in the last 3 days since I published this video. It's to me it's hilarious. I have so many people defending that they have paid so much money to these scammers, and I don't get it. But you know what? It's your money. You spend it how you want to. Some people say, well, the combat crack thing is only, the boot camp's only $180. It's still $180. One of them said, well, my Nexus letter for my tinnitus was only $800, and this other one was $800. And there's some that are still in the comments, so you guys can look at that, and it's just, I don't get it. So here's the thing. Let me reiterate some things. Okay, first of all, I don't know why you're paying for it if it's free. Like I've said before, combat credit, VA claims insider. It doesn't matter who I'm talking about. Those videos are amazing. You're going to learn a lot. So for you to spend the money on something you already get for free, I'm not understanding that. But hey, that's the way you want to go about it. Go about it. So I'm going to tell you why. Now being a retired accredited rep, VSO, I have seen things that not only do I think is messed up that someone's going to charge a veteran information to get their benefits. And we're talking about these are life-changing benefits. And you're going to withhold keywords, trigger words, steps to getting your benefits. You're going to withhold that information from other veterans for a quick buck, if not just destroying them. One of the veterans I helped, this guy, Vietnam vet, lived in a FEMA trailer. Had mold, leaks. He had a colostomy bag, had different cancers and everything from getting hit with Agent Orange. His wife could only work part-time because she had to come back and take care of him. So I received a call to help him. I brought him in. He'd been fighting the VA for 8 years, appeals and things like that. Well, we changed a lot of things on his claim. It went through Congress because it was dire need. You can do that with ALS and just some other things. But they pushed it through. And he ended up coming to my office, and I didn't know what to expect because their clothes, they rough situation. It's really tough for me to talk about. Really rough situation. He came to my office after we did everything, came to my office, and he's kind of crying. His wife's kind of crying, and he says, Eric, you did it. And I said, did what? He said, you got me my 100%. And I looked at him, I said, what was your back pay? He said $259,000. This is a true story. So now we're all crying. And I said, okay. I said, so what are you going to do? You got to get out of that trailer. We're going to get you, get you in a house, get you that VA loan, things like that. Let's, get you taken care of. I said, so what's the first thing you're going to do? And this broke my heart. They were so poor. He said the first thing he wanted to get was a new toothbrush and good socks. They ended up getting their passports, and they went to Africa. And he told me, he said, he came to my office and he said, "Hey man, we're going to go to Africa. We've always wanted to go to Africa, and I want to do something nice for you, for helping me out. Is there anything I can get for you?" And I said, when you get to Africa, you send me a postcard with a cheetah on it, and we'll call it even. And so he, we were laughing about that and everything. And I said, okay, so even if you go act a fool, you're going to come back with about $240,000. You got to get out of that FEMA trailer. So you're going to get a ranch, you're going to get a condo town. Well, what are you going to do, man? It's new money. He said, well, I'm going to get a new trailer. And I started laughing about that because I was thinking, like, what, a new FEMA trailer, whatever? No, they got a Class A motorhome, and they just travel around the U.S., and wherever they go, they make sure that there's a VA close in case they need it. He still keeps in touch with me. He wouldn't have got anything. Or let me rephrase this. Where do you think he would be if he had to come up with $180 for somebody to help him? Where do you think he would be if the scammers would have taken that 50% of everything he brought in for 1 year? And then there was another vet. This one was really tough. I always rate the vets when they would come in my office on a scale of 0 to 10. 10, frightening, absolutely frightening. I used to think sometimes they either want to kill me, kill themselves, or haven't decided. And you got to be extremely fragile on what you say. You got to be very careful. This guy came in, he looked like a 2. He just a little teddy bear, man, this guy. He was really cool. He was really awesome, but he was kind of shaken up. And so we sat down and we started talking and everything. And he said he's never filed for any kind of VA benefits, and I was going to help him and get him taken care of. I said, so what would you want to file for? And in a snap, he went from this, "Hey, how you doing, Eric?" to shaking, tears. So I knew something was up. He didn't want to talk about it. I said, so what was your MOS? Trying to turn it around. He said, I was a pilot. And he did like this. He said, I was a pilot in Vietnam. I sprayed the Agent Orange. Wow factor. He can't be around windows when it rains. He can't be in his vehicle when it rains. To charge people that are hurt, to charge people with these conditions, I don't agree with. To withhold information that can change people's lives for the better, I don't agree with. If you agree with it, and it's only $180 to you, if it's only half of what you're going to receive for a year, then there you go. You got it under control, okay? But I'm thinking now, I'm kind of thinking that maybe the people that I've helped in the past and that I've had one-on-one with in the past may not be the vision that you have of certain vets. And I'm not talking to just one person, and I'm not talking to everyone. Okay? All these claims are different. Everyone's different. But when we're not at 100% of veterans, especially combat veterans, not getting their benefits, we have a problem. There's an erosion. And then we have other people who are trying to help, And I commend you on, yes, you're helping the veterans, but you're causing a little bit more damage. One of the reasons why we have so many appeals. Now, in my area of Texas, right when I was getting out, okay, we had 19,000 appeals. Those 19,000 appeals at the time would take 2 to 4 years. Some appeals take longer. I'm just saying an average. Those 19,000. In Oklahoma, when I went over there to help, they had 180,000. How many veterans do you think are going to even see their benefits? How long do you think those are going to take? The reason why I make these videos is because I've seen people hurt. I've met these people. I've been face to face with these people who live in the FEMA trailers, who have the conditions. I call him a friend. I helped him, and he was burned. And he can't sleep with sheets on. If he has a sheet or a blanket and he gets just a little hot, he believes he's on fire. People driving down the road and they see roadkill, they think it's EIDs. And we're talking, the veterans I help, it doesn't matter how much money they have or not. You know what I'm saying? But still, having to pay for these benefits, to me, my personal belief, I almost slipped. You're worthless. You need to turn in your DD-214 or burn it. Because if you can't even direct the veterans to someone that can help them, instead you're going to withhold that information because you can probably get some money out of them because they're desperate. They're dire need. It's life or death. I guess you don't care about the 22 a day. Out of those 22 a day, how many you think are dealing with some kind of mental issue? Some kind of injury? Some kind of condition? It's life-changing. From the time in the military. I know some veterans that I even served with. Never was deployed. But they've seen friendly fire. And what I mean by that is, gotta be careful here. Okay, myself. I'm not going to mention anybody else. Myself. In training, a tank rolled over on one of my friends. It took us 36 hours to bring that tank back. Another one at Bragg. No, I'm not going to say it, but you guys would know exactly where I was and where I served if I told you about this death, because it was pretty big. But what I'm getting at is that whether you're combat, whether or not, we took that oath. And that oath doesn't expire because we get out. If you're gonna charge someone and hold this information, I don't know if I want to be in the trenches with you. I don't really know if I want you to have my back. So now I've explained, okay? And I apologize for anybody that didn't understand where I was when I was making the first one, the VA scammers and who you can trust. You know, maybe it could have been my fault by just jumping into it and saying, hey, you know, so I thought about it, made this part 2, and I think we all, or most of us, know someone who's hurting. We served with someone who's hurting. We know them on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat. Instagram. We keep up with some of our brothers and sisters, and think about it. Brothers and sisters. Wow. What kind of brother or sister would you be to sit there and charge somebody? Charge your brother or sister that's hurt. Anyway, so now I'm just rambling on, so I'm going to end this video. If I offended you, get a tissue, okay? I just wanted to explain myself, and I'm actually going to have to make another one for my Nexus letter, because people don't understand what a Nexus letter is. They're saying, well, I had to have a Nexus letter or mine kept getting denied. What is Nexus letter? It's a medical evidence, okay? It's a doctor telling you or writing down saying that there's a condition. Well, guess what? Medical records do that. Okay. Anyway, no, you know what? I'm not going to do one. Let them figure it out. Okay. So all this information is free online. You can go to CivDiv and just, come on, man. Let's stick together. We're in this together. I'm sorry for rambling on. I just had to speak my piece, and I'm going to focus on making some other videos for y'all. So I will talk to you soon.